Gentlemen, we're back.
We have returned.
Yay!
I have survived.
Yeah, you have also gotten us completely restricted on Facebook for the we lost the appeal, by the way. And we now can't use groups, we can't use ads, and I'm not sure that anybody other than people that follow our page can actually see us.
Nice.
It was the corn, wasn't it?
Probably. I don't know. It was whatever background you had when I uploaded our most recent YouTube video. And it took minutes before it got yoinked. I mean, it Facebook's AI just was like, nope. So congratulations. That I don't know if that means we should get up to more shenanigans or less.
Clearly more.
Just take it natural.
So we were talking was actually started last week with I've done a couple of the Outsider Social Club podcasts now. We did one last night, we did one before, but it just popped up in the news this week that Hooters of all places is filing for bankruptcy.
Well, the food sucked, and it was usually the itty bitty titty committee, so there was no reason to go.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, case closed. I think we figured it out. Next topic.
Did you but did you see that coming during a Trump presidency? You would think that Hooters would flourish.
I was surprised it was still open.
Yeah.
That's true. I don't know of any locations around here anyway. I don't think the lacrosse one lasted very long.
No, it was in a, if it was out in the mall, it probably would have done better than downtown Lacrosse or maybe on the south side. But there was shit for parking, even though it's right next to a ramp. But people in Lacrosse hate to use ramps.
I think it has something to do with the prevailing urine smell in that particular ramp. Oh my god.
It's one of the older ones, yeah.
Yeah, that one that had used to have a funk in the corridors and you'd usually find somebody passed out or throwing up in there around bar time. But
Nice.
yeah, Hooters isn't officially done yet. I don't know if it's bankruptcy protection or reorganization, or I'm not sure what the alternative to their current business model would be. They say they're citing stuff like DoorDash to, I mean, a Hooters person coming right to your door has some appeal.
That feels like that's a whole different business.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like getting shot down in my own house seems even worse than being shot down in the restaurant itself. Anyway, we were talking about bar names. Have you ever thought about buying a bar?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Almost bought like three or four of them.
three or four.
Yeah. All bad choices every single time.
What about you, Todd? You've ever thought about owning your own?
I've thought
Uh,
about having like a wine bar and call the franchise Hot Toddies, but it would basically just be a wine bar with maybe a couple of beers and no hard liquor. And like the whole vibe is just sit and chill and drink wine, because you always get people that come in and they're like, oh no, you need more excitement, you need more beer. I'm like, no, this is a fucking wine bar to relax.
that's one thing with bars too, is like you see the places that have like 80 beers on tap. It's like just because you have 80 beers on tap and four of them aren't stale doesn't mean you're a decent bar.
That's just it. You got that many beers on tap, at least a quarter of them aren't moving and they're skanky as shit when you actually pour a tap.
Yeah, and spent multiple years working from one. And I've seen the dark side of bars, like going to a nightclub during the day sometime.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah. Ugh.
The smell
see
alone.
Yeah, see the filth and smell. I still don't know why the hell we had carpet at sneakers back in the day, because god damn it, that used to stink. I mean, we used to go around with this crap we'd spray on the carpet just to make it smell better, and it just,
Is that the same shit they use in old hotels?
yeah.
Every time you go in a room, it's got this weird chemical smell that's supposed to be cleanish. It's just
Think
like, no, there's probably bodily fluids all over this room.
the thing is,
Starts at the bed.
it was kind of sweet smelling, so
Yeah.
it just kind of made it smell like sweet farts. Really, it was just kind of like rotten eggs.
That's a concept I've never wrapped my brain around before.
There's a great
Sweet farts.
there's a great bar name right there, actually.
Sweet farts.
Sweet farts. Go on down to sweet farts.
Might want to translate it into a different language, make it a little sexier.
German, of course.
Yes,
Something
German
like
is the only
French,
way to
like
go.
Dolce Puffa.
Are you actually locksmith searching to see if there's a bar named Sweet Farts?
It's a book.
What?
Yeah, apparently it comes up right away. Sweet Farts, book by R. Bean, which is the name it should be, I guess. R. Bean.
Huh. Who knew? What about you, engineer? Have you ever thought about purchasing your own or starting your own
Um,
establishment?
so I haven't really put much thought into it. My wife has a couple times. There's actually a bar I can see it from when I look out the window here. That is for sale. It's a town of like 350 people, and it'd be the second bar. Now, I've always thought if I'm going to buy it, I'm literally going to name it not John Reynolds' place because he owns everything else in town, including the other bar. And he's pissed off enough people that I think I can do business on just people out of spite.
You know,
Does it?
I don't know that spite is a bad business model.
The name's too long, though. You got to shorten it to just not John's.
Yeah, I mean, that goes for a lot of things too.
Yeah.
Anyway, so what I did was I pulled in a couple of different places, mainly the TikTok folks where they're watching us now. There's
Oh,
a
good.
Yeah, if you don't get that
The
response,
bitches.
yeah. I think that's okay. It's just some of the other questionable stuff we've done that gets us restricted. But and we
You're
got some
talking about Todd's mom.
no,
Fuck you.
actually our viewership seems to go up whenever I talk about Todd's mom.
Well, obviously there's a thing out, but they probably all think my mom's a MILF. Like she's some sort of like hot kind of model, and they're so far off. She's like a Midwestern Lutheran woman.
What if they're into that?
Nobody's into that.
Speak for yourself.
Oh, fuck you.
All right, 3 minutes in, we got the first Todd mom joke in. All right, cool. So I have a list of bar names. These are actual suggestions from our loyal followers, not the Germans though. By the way, we've had a pretty big influx of Germans lately and Canadians.
Talk
So
about fart a lot, so kind of tracks.
yeah, true. And there were several on here that I appreciated right away because they're named after diseases. And with the recent RFK Jr. confirmation, that seems fitting. Like one of the first ones to come up was measles. Where were you last night? Measles. And the mumps, or just the mump. That's a good
Uh,
one. That is a
the
good
mum, good, like that.
That'd be a good, I could see that on a shirt. There's several pirate themed ones on here, which I think a pirate bar. The poop deck.
That might draw in a different crowd.
Yeah, that would be a
Lots of
problem.
Germans.
Yeah,
Hello,
Yeah, here's
Germany.
the poop deck.
I know some of you approve of our new fearless leader of our country, but there's a lot of people who don't. Where's the other one? Oh, Rapscallions is another kind of pirate themed one that's on here. All right. Now, my personal favorite and the one that got the most in voting on the Twitter is Wang Danglers.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you can make money just off of selling the t-shirts.
Yeah.
yeah.
I think it would be a great name for a strip club, actually. For but it's for like really old, like guys with hanky balls.
Oh God. Yeah, they spin around the pole too much and saggy ball sack gets wrapped around it by mistake, kind of like a dodgeball. Or not a dodgeball, tetherball, excuse me.
Tetherball.
They can almost use it like a monkey's tail.
Oh my God. I'm
Hey,
just
you wanted to go down this path
I'm just happy mine don't touch the toilet water yet.
yet?
Give it time. Give it time.
Now this one actually it fits because I was, I think it's called Snuffy's right across the street from Viterbo, that little tiny hole
Oh,
in the
yeah,
wall.
yeah.
I lived there. I always kind of wanted to buy that place and just either completely run it into the ground or make it like a secret hideout. But if you catered to the Viterbo crowd, we were thinking hipsters. There's
I don't
also
think that, I've never been in there, but it doesn't strike me as a hipster of a turbo crowd. It seems more like the third shift staff over at the hospital going over to like round out their evening, morning, whatever.
I don't know that I ever saw anybody go in there when I lived there. I always kind of wondered if it was just a front.
Yeah, so it's either money laundering or it's a tax break for somebody.
The
The
bars
other
are for.
one, have you ever been in there, Mark? Locksmith?
I've been in every bar. You name it. I've been in them all. I've had to unlock something or unlock somebody from or open a bathroom door in every bar in town.
Ever had anybody get locked in?
Oh, all the time, man. People lock themselves in. It's more frequent than people locking themselves out. Just people are more embarrassed that they lock themselves in a room. One time, I had to go to an apartment to unlock This girl was locked in the bathroom. She didn't bring any clothes. Like she went to the. She always goes to the bathroom before anyone else in the house gets up. Well, of course, that backfires when you're locked in the room. And by the time I got there, of course, the whole house was up. And she she didn't pay me, but I didn't need payment, so it was good.
Wow, that good a show?
What
It was a oh, it was worth the price of admission for sure.
what was she
Wow.
doing in that she had to get up was she just embarrassed about what she had to do every morning in that bathroom
Uh,
before everybody else got up?
she just got off on being naked in the house with all of the people around. I'm pretty sure she
Secret
she
exhibitionist.
yeah, she really did. She didn't want anyone to see, but she also wanted everyone to see. So little column A, little column B.
That's a typical Sunday for Todd, to be fair. When he's
No,
not
it's most days run around the house naked. So
God,
somebody there, it's like they can poop with the bathroom door open.
just with the bibs askew a little bit, one shoulder off.
After a while, it kind of chafes.
Are you wearing your Sunday bibs?
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, good to know. I just
Dude,
wanted
it's a weekend. Unless I have to go to a funeral or a wedding, I'm wearing the bibs.
All right, now another one for like let's say the 50 and up crowd. Wrinkles. I like that one. Wrinkles. Where you been all night? Hanging at Wrinkles. This one too has to have a question mark after it, I think. Depends. But with depends or depends.
Why would anybody want to go to a bar called Depends?
Now, if the engineer doesn't appreciate this next one, I'm kicking him off the podcast.
Jesus.
The paper dildo.
Oh, oh.
Paper dildo?
The
I have
paper.
questions. Are we
I
talking
have
like paper
questions too.
mache? Or are we talking just like someone rolled up something? I mean, I got questions here.
Origami?
I mean, you can make anything mysterious if you say it that way. I mean, the glass dildo sounds a little more classy.
Yeah. The titanium dildo.
I'd say surprise dildo. That's a bit more exciting.
Surprise wooden dildo.
Surprise dildo exclamation part.
Just any dildo, really. It's like, whoa, where'd that come from?
Wow, why is it so big? And you're scaring me now. You ever found a surprise toy in a girl's nightstand before?
As a guy, I'm not that curious to look. I know women are always curious.
I
Like
did.
they'll dig through like your cabinet in the bathroom to see what's all in there.
Well, like
They'll snoop.
The Seinfeld fungus episode.
I
And
don't remember that one.
he finds the fungicide in the
Oh,
yeah,
God.
fungus. I'm more interested in what antidepressants or psychotics she's on. Anyway, so we took care of the paper dildo. Blue balls. Solid name. That would
This
be that'd be a good name for like a late night, like an after bar where you go to after you just got completely shot down by everyone all night long. Blubbers is on there as well. I assume that's for the body positive crowd. Pretensions.
oh, that's a Viterbo bar right there.
It is pretensions. Yeah, that would fit every art school kid ever. Um, this one came from the guy that told us the upper decker story, Todd, that we left downtown that time. That we called him Jesus H Christ Sam. Upper deckers. Are you muted, or did you unplug your mic?
Oh, I'm good now.
There you go. Yeah, upper deckers, but I would assume that you would not be able to have a toilet with an actual tank on it at that place because that joke. Have you ever, has anybody else actually done this?
An upper decker? Oh, hell yeah.
Locksmith, you're a beefy guy. I mean,
It wasn't always. I was a small dude at one point. I was tiny. I was like this big.
oh, so
Turned me some crack in the floor.
you were agile enough to actually get on and get up there and do it.
I mean, you just hover. I mean, it's not like you're sitting, cheek to toilet top. You're leaving one behind. You
You're not sitting there reading the newspaper.
Did it to my grandma one time when I was moving out of her house. Took her weeks to find it.
You did it to your own grandmother?
She deserved it. She deserved it. We were not friends.
Obviously.
There's a lot to unpack there. And it's wow.
Never have a family trauma episode. I got too much of that.
I think we need to add an upper decker shirt to the Mofo store now. Locksmith's upper deckers. There's a lot running with the older crowd theme that we got on here. Gummers.
So close.
See, I've actually seen one called Gummers, but it was actually like the name of the family that owned it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I went to well, my roommate in college, his last name was Gums. Also, the same guy that used to whack off and cover it with his Bible when we walked in.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, he'd be sitting there pretending to read his Bible, and you're like, why do you have that many of those brown bathroom paper towels up there while you're reading your Bible? That's
I'm more worried if he's actually getting off to the Bible.
I don't know. There's some kinky
There's some sexy violent parts in there. You just gotta know where to look.
it's like Catholics are so weird.
There's some good parts in the judges section that are kind of Tarantino-esque.
The thing with Catholics is the catch is you just have to feel guilty about it afterwards. You can do anything you want. You just have to not be happy about it when you're done.
What's this guilty feeling you speak of?
I don't know. The only time I remember recently feeling guilty was, I don't know, maybe whacking off on Christmas Day.
What? That was a gift.
Why am
Call
I
the
doing
sacrifice
this?
to the Lord Jesus.
Of all the days to do this, what's wrong with you, man? That was more what it was. Is like, why am I still doing this? I know the end result. I don't feel any better. Anyway,
Yeah, but at least it takes the edge off. And maybe you got a decent night's sleep or a nap.
nap's more likely. Guilt nap.
See, you got to take the romance out of it. It's just a biological function and need.
No prostate cancer group. That's what we're going for.
Exactly. And you're less likely to punch somebody in the face.
You know, of all the screening questions they ask you before a colonoscopy, they don't ask you how often do you go take yourself to Pound Town.
Just
Yeah, but
volunteered
you're not
anyway.
going up
Having
that
fun.
path.
So others for. You're supposed to write it in. It's just an
Yeah.
unknown.
What are you doing to take care of your mental and emotional health?
Like if you're getting treated for a UTI, then yeah, I could see asking about going to Pound Town. But when they're going up the back passage, I don't know why they would need to know that.
No, it's your prostate though.
Maybe you have other woes.
They're gonna cruise past it
Yeah, but they're not going to linger. They're looking for other stuff.
on the way to Colinville. They're gonna zoom past it.
All the
Yeah. Oh,
stages
they'll
of
linger if you
Colville.
leave something up there.
God,
Hey, could
it's
you
like
guys find my keys?
it's like Big Gay Al in South Park.
Jesus Christ.
All,
Uh,
all the things left up there.
Jeez.
oh my God.
Let me winks. Let me winks.
I was just gonna say it, just saying, hey, there's this thing up there. His name's Lemmy Winks. Uh,
No, wings got out.
the
It was
go
a hell
light,
of a journey.
the go lightly didn't quite blast that out of there. So if he's still alive,
You gotta be careful of the snooze. Snook.
will the sedation work on Lemmy Winks too? I'm just curious.
God.
Oh God.
Anyways, back to your topic.
All right. There's some kind of UK-ish sounding ones in here. Bilbos. I like that.
Yeah,
Bilbos and Donny Gobbles. Donny Gobbles.
I'd be curious to see the bar menu for the food.
Come on in, try our Donny Gobbles. What are they? We don't know. How do you cook them? No idea.
Have a
We
steak and
don't.
kidney pie.
Experience food with flavor at Donny Gobbles.
A lot of mystery meats.
Yeah.
This one reminded me of PCU for the one of
Oh
the
my
one of the
God, I haven't seen that movie in forever.
it's a great movie. One of the few Jeremy Piven movies I can actually sit through.
That was like our generation's attempt at having their own Animal House.
I think it succeeded pretty well.
That and Van Wilder.
It just never really got I mean, other than on HBO, it seemed like it was on HBO every day for months for about a year. But the Merkin,
Wow.
because that's one of the bands he talks about is the Merkins. That's the first thing I thought about. But
That'd be a good name for a pretentious theater bar.
the,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's full of out of work actors waxing poetic about the theater.
yeah, it just makes me think about various hairstyles though too.
Jesus, the shag carpet everywhere. Yeah,
Todd's Merkin Emporium. There's a shirt.
God.
Okay. The DMV.
Does it just make you wait in line the whole time, or
Yeah, service is terrible.
it sounds frustrating.
The comment he left was you can spend like 24 hours there and no one's going to question why you were there that long.
Yeah, that's a point. Yeah, yeah.
This one is actually for a specific person on here. I think she might actually be watching. Her name's Kate, and she wants to call her bar Fornicate.
Yeah, but that implies her doing a lot of the work.
Is this a BDSM club or?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
You
know.
will call me
I thought this
mistress.
was.
Kate, if you're watching, we have some questions for you. And it is going to be five dudes asking you these questions if Ron shows up. And I'm not sure how we go about asking these questions without getting restricted.
We're not already.
Never been a concern.
You
Yeah.
know, we haven't been restricted yet. I figured out one of the things that caused it was me using this thing. Oh, holding that up alone is apparently,
Six.
for those of you listening at home, never mind. The gym.
That's actually a bar in Sauk City.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, a fitness center instead of a juice bar having a full-on booze bar might be interesting,
Well, take the edge off the roid rage.
like a treadmill challenge.
Oh God.
I just joined a gym this week, guys. I've gone once.
Sorry.
Say, should we start a betting pool and how long before you give up?
Well, the good thing is it's only $15 a month and it's new, so nobody really goes there yet. The only thing that I did notice was I was one of the youngest people there at 46.
Oh yeah, gyms are full of boomers now.
Yep.
Yep.
Gonna find me that sugar grandma. I used to be sugar cougar. Now I'm hitting grandma age.
Well, you
Anyway,
might find one with some tight abs.
Todd, if you don't love this next bar name, I've got questions for you. Um, the Udder and Rudder. That's a Wisconsin name right
As
there.
I said, it kind of sounds like a British pub because they like to put two things together, like the
Yeah,
cock and bullet.
that's kind of where I was thinking, like the Donny
But udder
Bobbles,
and rudder, yeah, it's like a fishing hole next to a farm.
where you could go. Yeah, you could go cow
Hmm.
tipping afterwards out the back door.
People don't do that shit, Mikey. We've talked about this.
I
Yes,
know.
it's just it's a city kid thing.
Now, since locksmith is well versed in impossible tasks and making them possible, this next one for you, the G spot.
You
No
have
one can
trouble.
find the place.
The bump.
Yeah, that was the most obvious joke you
Hi-oh!
could. Is it really that hard to find?
Just have
Depends.
to care.
That's
Jim
probably
That's always been the problem.
a better point. Is like, this is a, are you providing any kind of feedback to the person looking for it, which is helpful, and B, does he care or she or it, whatever you're firing up there towards it.
You know, when you're in your like high school, college age days, she probably doesn't know where her own G spot is, much less you finding it.
Only one way to find out. Practice,
Well,
practice.
I'm just talking like past tense, you know.
Yeah. Now, engineer, there's a special one on here that's got to be for you. It's almost like they knew you were going to be on this week. It's called Bukakis.
Yes, come in for a good time. Leave dirtier than you showed up. I mean, so many things are coming to mind here.
Yep.
When I get some old boomers that just think it's like a sushi bar.
I mean, yeah, I could see it.
Oh, it sounds Japanese. They must make sushi.
Can you imagine the Yelp reviews?
Their yum yum sauce left a bit to be desired.
Was a little angry that it was 10 dudes and one woman were. Good Lord. Now this one, go ahead. I stepped on you, Locksmith.
Oh, you're good. I just said ratio is always off.
It is. What would be the female equivalent to Bukakis?
Workers.
That was my thought.
Queefs.
We have a bar name that's not on the list.
And how it's not. Jesus.
I like
I say I've got some names I'm pretty sure aren't on the list too, but
go ahead. I mean the queef sounds great.
yeah, I could get behind the queef. I always thought a good bar name would be like "fuck you, bitch," so that way when like, where were you last night? Fuck you, bitch.
Right.
All right.
How about this for like a bar on the coast, like Queef's Reef? I can envision the t-shirts now.
In Ron's podcast, when referring to snorting a certain substance, he said schneef.
Schneef?
Schneef.
Is that like Thundercats and Snarf? Snarf,
Oh.
Snarf. Oh, I'm gonna schneef.
Like
Snarf.
Snooze.
Snarf is a solid bar name too.
Snarf.
Really, any one syllable word.
Trying to think who owns the Thundercats and would have basically control over that. It's kind of like Smurfs. It's
I was a Snorks guy, to be honest.
yeah. I still remember the one with the double snork.
Whoa. I don't remember there being a double snork.
Really?
I've never been double snorked before.
It was something about like some feral snork, and it had a double snork, and it was feared until he was accepted by his peers. But basically, kind of lived like Mowgli or Mowgli from the Jungle Book. He was like feral.
You know,
Anyways, just go fucking Google it.
you know,
Double snork.
going feral doesn't sound bad right now. I mean, that's Todd every day. He gets a day off and he's home alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
About we call ourselves a good bar called the Manhole.
You
The
know,
manhole.
that is actually on the list.
I said that's got to be taken already, especially in big cities.
To me, that's makes me immediately think of the bar from Police Academy. Do you remember the name?
Oh, was it the Blue
Oh,
Oyster?
Yes.
yes.
No, it was.
Is the
Was it
blue
Blue
is the
Oyster?
Blue Oyster Bar.
Yeah.
God, they got so much mileage out of that one fucking joke.
Yeah, it really did. What else you got, engineer? You got anything, locksmith?
I got Swanky Bubbles.
Swanky balls.
Wasn't that on Bar Rescue?
Yeah, maybe.
You got that show. Uh, it does make you think twice about actually doing stuff like ordering tap beer.
Or anything. I mean, as someone who's worked behind the scenes in a lot of those places, just don't buy it from a grocery store where you know at least it was sealed before you started drinking it. Rat piss is one thing, but actively, the rats being in pools. Oh God, there's a club here in town that the way into the kitchen, there's like 2 inches thick of black something on the ground that they can't tell you what it is, and every time they clean it, it just returns. It's
We all know what that is, Mark.
well, I think we all do. Yeah, it's not good.
That's
Not
not
good.
the place I used to work at, is it? I've mentioned before.
It's
Big place, corner right next to the ice cream place.
yeah, it's kind of just down the street from the ice cream place, big place, club. It's got a moose bar of some kind connected to it
Yeah,
now.
yep. That's not even the most horrific thing about that place. The most horrific thing about that place is there's a cavern in that basement, and one of them would occasionally fill with raw sewage.
Oh yeah, I know. There's a door down right next to it that I rekeyed not that long ago. It was great. I really loved every second of down there.
Wow. It's a weird smell until someone tells you what it is.
No, you know what it is when you see it. It's a unique smell that instantly recognizable.
Okay, we're just about the 2 minute mark.
All right, there's only two more names left on the list, and one of them I especially there's three. There's the Angry Beaver.
Yeah.
I like
Fair.
Evil Beaver too.
Ooh.
Evil Beaver
Evil Beaver just sounds a lot more fun.
rolls off the
Yes.
tongue.
Mm.
Could be some kind of a BDSM club as well. Home Wreckers.
Jeez.
that one
Right by a trailer park.
Home Wreckers came directly from the TikTok viewers, and so did the last one here, the Fluffy Pig.
Yeah.
The men were too stunned to speak. That was a terrible
It
name.
sounds like a quilt shop or something.
Yeah.
Like maybe something like the bar that will not be named.
Because there's a place in town here. It used to be called the Quilt Shop, or for some ungodly reason, they changed the name of it to Pickle Juice. I'm like, what has that got to do with fucking quilting at all?
That's a hipster thing. You just throw on some weird something like that, and then you're supposed to go there and buy your kombucha and
Bizarre.
your hemp
Your
things.
quilting and quilting pro accessories.
All right, 60 seconds, bitches.
What have we learned today?
This was a bad topic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it,
it was terrible
Yes.
choice.
it really was. I just wanted to be able to say things like bukkake. the Merkin, and
Hey,
Wang Dangler.
I've been to a
Yeah.
bar in the Dells called Club Wet. It's exactly what you'd expect.
Mm.
And I think they renamed it now. I think it's called Bobbers.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm still a fan of Evil Beaver.
Or
Yes.
moist.